Hey guys, welcome to the In the Booth podcast where oh fucking shit! I am not good with this.
Welcome to the In the Booth podcast, the podcast where you get to talk with all the voice actors of machinima and many online web series.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for the save. Oh my god. Well, yeah, I'm a bad host. Hey guys, I'm JD. I'm the host of this godforsaken intro. God damn it. Okay. And with me today is Fairfield.
Hello, I'm Fairfieldfencer. I am, I guess, mainly a machinima voice actor, and I've done, pretty much just machinima and comic book dubs and anime bridge stuff and anime fan dubs, and that's mostly it, yeah.
All right. Cool. So, first things first. I guess first question is always this. I guess what inspired you to get into voice acting, Fairfield?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I like acting. I've done voices since I was like a little kid. I used to do like imitations of people off of the TV. Like my mother, she's a big fan of like Frasier and Friends, and I do things like say a line like that from off of the shows, and that'd just be like a joke we'd have keep running in back and forth between us.
Nice.
Then I learned about it about kind of 5 years ago, the actual voice acting thing. I used to be a pretty big Sonic fan, and there was this fan project called Sonic Unbound.
Ooh.
Which is like the first one I ever got involved in. There was this audition going, and I thought to myself, first of all, what I did was I started getting comic book clips from the the Hedgehog comic books, and I'd voice act some of the characters in that. The videos are still up, and my god, are they awful. But anyway, first one I did with that, they had these auditions going, so I was trying for all the characters going, like Eggman, Mighty, and
nice.
Storm the Albatross. Meant to be like this big, tough, like,
yeah, I'm here to just mess things up.
When I did the first audition, he sounded a bit more like Jason Statham, though. And he still does now, so my voice was that weak. He was like, all right, I'm the big, huge, tough guy. I'm here to really mess you up, brother.
Oh, wow, nice.
I think I was like 15 then. Like, I'm turning 20 in a week from now.
Ooh.
And I actually just had my 5-year anniversary of voice acting. It was 3 days ago.
Oh, well, congrats, man, for 5 years.
Thanks.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, I would say, what would you say would be your favorite roles that you ever done from then till now? What would you say would be your favorite voice acting roles?
Can't really note down a specific one, and some of them haven't been out yet, but I've got this one voice I can do. I like this anime series called Black Lagoon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's a brilliant series down in it. And main character is called Revy. And I always thought to myself, there's like an abridged series of that anime. What she needs to sound like, Revy, is like really deep and masculine, with all the personality still there. And I thought to myself, what would that voice sound like?
Then it'd probably be something like this, like, "Hey, Rock, get over here, you dickhead."
And I thought to myself,
Series.
yeah,
Was it speaking of like Black Lagoon Bridge? Someone actually did a bridge series on that. It's called Dark Swamp.
yeah, there's about 3 of them, and I've got like a couple of ideas. Like there's that scene where Dutch is holding up Revy, like Gunner sort of I forget what it's called, but basically a full Nelson, like bear hug. And I just want to
Is
dub
that the
that
episode when they have a kid on board, or is it when Rock first got on board?
when Rock first got on board.
Oh,
And
okay.
I desperately want to dub that scene with the line,
Well, this isn't how I pictured most of my fantasies with the big black guy going.
Oh man, wow. Nice.
I got just like a little few of them, like, what was it, a big tirade speech where there's a scene near the end of the series where it's like, she's screaming at Rock in Japan, and it's like,
You think you're the reason everyone comes here? They come here for these tits, which I paid for, and this perfect ass. I did cardio for this bitch. It will be respected.
and that voice
Oh
is just
my
a hell of a lot of fun to do.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Also, was it another question? Is I guess. Do you sometimes like watch shows to inspire you to do like other types of voices besides like Black Lagoon, for example? Like, do you watch other types of shows to inspire you to do other voices?
It doesn't really kind of happen like that. It's mainly like you watch something, you think to yourself, oh, that guy's funny. You're sort of like always on the lookout for it. Like professional voice actors will say, basically, if you want to try and make new voices, basically try and impersonate everyone. Like you impersonate your friends, your family, your managers at work, people you see on TV, celebrities.
Oh, like everyday life stuff. Okay.
Like, for example, I once got a role a few months ago for Mark 6 Productions in a machinima. And I think the guy's name was Thomas or Thompson or something like that. But he was a Scotsman, and I have a manager over in my workplace that is Scottish, and I mimicked his accent because I wanted a genuine Scottish accent. Like I've got a few of them, but they're mainly from people who aren't actually Scottish, like Andy Serkis or a fellow called Gideon Emery. Well, the voice that my manager does.
He talks like this, and he's actually an ex-soldier. He's apparently in the British Army, so I thought, he's a good choice to have for you. As he goes like, right, we're gonna take all this stuff here, and we're gonna take it over there.
And so I do it like that, and there's like this one, which is like an imitation of a guy. I think it's called Fergus from Wolfenstein: The New Order. He's like, oh, come on there, Blazkowicz, you big huge Nazi killer machine. We got to get over there and kill these fucks.
Nice. Oh, speaking of which, how did you get into machinima voice acting? Did you come across like a forum, or did you come across like an audition video saying they need actors or something?
I think the first thing I ever did was for a guy called Vati999, sometimes going by Vati9999. And that was like a little comedy thing where he asked me to do like a sort of Agent Washington style voice from Red vs. Blue. I'd first discovered machinima through Red vs. Blue because I just got into the whole Halo thing. So that's where I found about it, looked into it a bit more. And there was this thing that called Legacy of Delta or something, I think he called it. It was a little comedy machinima, and I was just played that guy. And it went on for about 3 episodes. I came in episode 3, and I think it was like a 4th one, and that was all it was.
Oh, so what, the guy stopped making machinima, or just dropped the project and all?
I think he stopped making machinima altogether now. I haven't heard from him in ages, but I know he's doing well. Pretty well.
Cool. And I guess recently I've been coming across lots of machinimas where they sometimes typecast you as like some Oni officer or like some commander that just sits behind the desk and just issues orders. So my question to you is, do you sometimes hate it when you get like typecasted into doing these types of roles?
I've noticed that a lot of people seem to like me playing a dad. Like that's the one thing I've got. Like I do voice acting in many different places, like on websites like Machinima. I remember I used to be on Machina Nation quite a lot, and that's still going. That was a forum. And a place called Behind the Voice Actors, where you get to do a lot of stuff where you audition for dubs of comic books, for example.
Oh, I love that site.
Brilliant site, that. It's very good if you want people that are very into and dedicated to voice acting. And well, I think I've got Commissioner Gordon on that website about 6 times now. It's like,
Batman, we need you to go in there and rescue the hostages.
because it just sound like they have that kind of old guy sound apparently. Like I've been working on that. I remember that was for this one comic book project. I played about 3 dads.
Oh wow.
That was the Sonic the Hedgehog thing where I played the fathers of, I think, Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles the Echidna, and it might have been Tails, might have been somebody else. But basically, I was like the go-to for all the old guys.
Which, I mean, is fair enough. I'm pretty decent at, playing the old grandpa types.
I mean, one thing I've actually had the idea of doing is setting up a gamer channel for myself, like after I've done a little bit of machinima stuff.
Right.
And I call it Senior Citizen 1899.
that was good.
He'd go on his games and he'd say things like, I haven't heard this much racism and homophobia since the old days.
That was nice. That was really good.
Thank you. It's but yeah, I've had old guys. I've had some of the machinimas can feel like it's like soldier. They just give you like soldier, and that's pretty much it. And it's like, okay, we need to move out, get going, move now, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's because whether it would be like, I don't know, say for example, Rise of the Spartans, you're just like, yeah, you're the father figure, or like to Shards, where you're like just the robot guy. What's his name? Sebastian. You're just the
Sebastian. I like Sebastian. He had a bit of personality. He's a bit more than a robot. Like he's like, I wouldn't recommend, and you've done it anyway.
I was laughing. I was like, you did it anyway. Or like, well, this isn't good.
Oh dear, that's very not good. I was just like a lot of people compared him to Spock, and I never actually seen Spock before. But yeah, he's funny. He had this little deadpan attitude to him. I've
I'm fine too, thanks for asking. Sebastian, robots aren't people.
spacist.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's a shame that he discontinued the series.
Yeah, I can understand why. I mean, he'd made up a ton of stuff apparently when his computer just gave up on him.
Yeah.
I'm still working with Evan Royalty at the moment. I play. Well, I know I can say that I play a guy in it that's a mob boss. I will. I
Oh,
don't.
don't
Not
worry.
sure.
I'm a part of that series too, so you don't worry. You have to worry
Well,
about
this is
that.
going out to the public.
That's
so-
true. Yeah, never mind.
Well, don't worry. It's
Yeah.
not. I'm not giving away too many things anyway.
Yeah.
Well, basically, he's the, I guess you could say the antagonist of it. And he goes through everything. And he's the guy that the protagonists have to appease because, well, they kind of are in the shit with him.
And that voice is actually the same one that I use for Revy.
Oh wow.
It's just got a few
Full circle.
Yeah, it does a few different things like.
Hey there, come on here, give me a kiss, you big lug. And it's like, I am going to fucking murder you.
I've used it for a few things like Black Mask in the Batman stuff, which is a very good
Oh
character.
wow, nice.
It's like,
Batman, you're not leaving here alive.
and it's like, I've actually got this thing. I've kept a little note of like things I get typecast as. Soldiers is the most, but being Halo Machinist, you don't have too much outside of that.
Yeah.
Then after that is dads, like villains like
Time to conquer the world, my dear.
robots, narrators. I've actually played a king 12 times.
Oh my
and
god.
it's just
Wow.
it's like I think that's been the same guy, the same like that's the other dad. A king, that's a dad. It's like
My son Elias and my dear daughter Sally, I am most proud of you both.
Oh nice.
I might have played him in a bunch of different ones, but I seem to be the go-to guy for him as well. What's the other one? Russians, stoners, and police officers.
Oh my god.
It's like, whoa, colors, man.
Sir, that is the siren of my police car. Please get off of it right now.
And then there's some random Russian guy. Oh no, it's Nico Bellic. He's here to shoot the both of you.
Speaking of narrators, what did you think of your role as the narrator in Infinite Guardian, this new Halo series that D Gamer's been doing?
Oh, well, it's fun. Wow. Well, I'm not sure if this is going to be a moment of like, I'm not sure if it's going to come back to bite me on the ass one day. Like, during that, I knew that I was meant to have a big anime theme before I went out. And I was doing like, next time on Infinite Guardian, which is meant to be the closing segment for
Closing
it.
segment, yes.
Yeah. And I just, for the hell of it, thought to myself, all right, I'll make it a bit more anime-esque. And I went,
Next timer on Infinite Guardian Asamu.
and I just left it in there as a little joke. And god damn it, D-Gamer put it in there at the end.
Oh my god, what was it? What was it? I remember the day when he linked it to like all the cast and crew members. Like that ending, bear in mind, I was not wearing headphones at the time. This was like on loudspeaker and it was like max volume. And all of a sudden I hear what's this? Next, oh my god, who? What? It's like, that can't be Fairfield. Is that Fairfield? Oh my god, that's it. That is Fairfield.
Unfortunately, it was me, and I have no idea if I'm now thought of as racist.
I was
It wasn't meant to be that, but oh god, it was just meant to be a little joke. Oh dear.
man, that was like the top comment of that episode. that closing theme. I was like, oh. I was like, is that supposed to be a part of it? And so, by the time,
Strictly speaking, no, but he decided to make it a part of it anyway.
oh my god, like, I want to say thank you for giving me that laugh I needed that day.
Oh well,
God.
you're very welcome. Like, I'm not sure if it's actually funny or you're just so nervous about it. Like,
No, like that was funny. Oh my god! Like, and now, like every time I watch the episode, like, come on, wait for it, wait for it. Oh, there it is. It's right there. Ah.
No, yeah, I have a similar relation. I have a similar reaction, except it's more like, oh, there it is. Oh.
Man, good times, good times. Anyways, my next question is, do you prefer live voice direction, or you just go off the notes that the director gives you when he gives you the script? So do you prefer live voice direction, or just go off the notes he gives?
I will say one thing: notes that the director gives you, that hardly ever happens. They hardly ever give you. They will usually you'll have, and that honestly, in a way, I kind of prefer that. Well, I'll explain that in a sec. Usually, you will you will be given a script, you'll do the lines, and then you send it in, and then they say, "I need you to fix that. You mispronounced something. You said something wrong, or something like that." And the other thing I do like live direction. I especially like it when you got more than one voice actor in the group because
It's easy to bounce off what they're trying to do, and you're like, okay.
exactly, and and you can have a bit more fun with them because when you
Yeah.
get a bunch of voice actors, it's kind of like I'm not sure if it's kind of a contest or anything like that, but everyone's trying to do voices. There's like, "Hello, Agent O'Callaghan," and it's like,
Oh, I'm a demon.
everyone's just doing everything they can possible. But one thing that I forget my point. Oh yeah, you sometimes get things where like we want you to cry here or like do a little smirk here, and that kind of off puts things. Because if you wanted to try and convey an emotion with the line, I think one thing you can do is say that you want this line to sound not specifically this line, but you want the actor to know that this character's getting angrier or sadder, and then they can let it develop a way that feels more natural to them, and then comes across more natural to the character and the audience.
Uh,
So, like for example, I'm not sure what I can do here. I'm not sure if I'm ready. Now you can put in there this sound. You can say in the first half of that, you can be like, okay, I want that to sound normal. Then the next one, I want you to jump to crying, and it's like unnatural. It's like, I'm not sure if I'm ready. I'm not sure if I can go. And then that sounds more forced. But if you do it with just let the actor have a bit of free reign and build up to it, then it gets more natural. It's like, I'm not sure if I'm ready. I'm not sure if I can go yet. And you get stuff like that.
that's true. Was it speaking of, I guess, voice actors? Well, I would say, who would you be? Sorry, crap. I guess, do you have like a favorite voice actor, voice actress, like from I guess TV, television, movies, animated series?
I'm a bit awkward because I have a favorite. I have like a favorite actor. I suppose this is going a bit out there, but I would. Well, my favorite actor of all time is John Hurt, and he's done voice work. I like what he does because he has an incredible ability to emote, and he can do that with just his voice as well. Like some of the roles he's done, they've been incredibly emotive. Other one, like that's the kind of the thing you need for voice acting is to be able to bring all that emotion out into your voice. It's something I still struggle with now. Like the main thing I can do is I can do different voices and I can do a lot of different accents. Like if you wanted me to do Russian, I can do Russian. Now I can jump to Irish and I can do like Southern Irish. Well, that or I can do a bit more Northern Irish if you want, which is a bit more Scottish. But I can do all that stuff. But emoting and all that character stuff right there is a great thing to do. And the other one would probably be Gary Oldman. Because
Oh, Gary Oldman.
yeah, he's got an incredible ability to redesign himself. He's like, okay, I'm going to be this guy here who's like, hip, sort of gangster kind of guy, and then I am going to become, Commissioner Gordon, or like a southern kind of crazy person next, and then some Russian dude is going to take over as Force One. But and I think you'd have that same kind of relationship with a voice actor that's kind of well known in the moment for video games, Troy Baker.
Oh my God, yes, he's in everything nowadays. Like first, was it? Yeah, he's in everything nowadays.
He actually managed to make it into Halo 4 and additional voices. I say that is a cop out. That one, you get him right in there, right in there. You make him a Spartan or something.
I for a second I thought he was like the AI Roland, because like that voice for Roland, he sound almost similar to Troy Baker. It's like, is that Troy Baker?
Yeah,
Check the credits.
it's sort of like a game it's like a game within a game now. You have to just like play spot Troy Baker and you take a shot or something if you do. But yeah, he's got this incredible range where he gets to do a ton of accents. I mean, he gets to be like ridiculous characters in cartoons and everything, and then you find out that he's like the guy who plays Joel. I mean, he went from playing the boss or the protagonist in Saints Row the Third, Two Face, Robin, and Tim Drake, and then he's Joel in The Last of Us. He's got that incredible way of redesigning himself, reimagining himself. I mean, he can sound like anything from kind of like, young kid to this jaded, middle-aged guy.
Yeah. Was it? They actually did. I was watching behind the scenes of Last of Us. They did like the final scene where, okay, spoilers to anyone who has not played Last of Us, but like where Joel rescues Ellie when she was unconscious. They actually did like an opera style theme where like every time they do a line, they sing opera. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I'm gonna try to find the link and I'll give it to you. But it was hilarious.
Oh wow, it's like
all the
I am going to take you from your parents.
something like that. Like,
that doesn't actually happen, by the way. That's not a spoiler.
But like literally all the voice actors and actresses in that one scene were singing like opera. Just for that setting, it was hilarious.
Wow. Oh
my god.
I'm looking at some of this stuff here on behind the voice actors. Like he's played a guy called Jazz in Transformers. I mean, the guy's been everything from the Joker to Batman.
He started off like as an anime voice actor, and then he went to LA. I'm surprised.
Well, anime is quite good in that you can get some more serious acting. I actually had a try of like a fan dub recently, whereas I wanted to make
what show?
a fan. It's part of the Sword Art Online series. I think it was called no, not Sword Art Online. I tried a machinima that was similar to that. Fate Stay Night, Fate Prototype. That was it.
Oh, that's a good show.
Yeah, apparently it's not had an English dub yet, and someone wanted to do that, and I play Saber or Saver. I believe it's been and it's like Arthur Pendragon or something. I haven't watched the show, but we were dubbing a 10-minute trailer for it. So I went in there and recorded the guy's Japanese dialogue. So then I'd have a time frame for how long I was supposed to record it in English. That is very. Yeah, I unfortunately don't have the 3 beeps.
Oh, what? I'm surprised.
I just recorded it on Audacity, separated them all, and then looked at the amount of time that there was for each line. So it was like, okay, hello there, my name is Saber. I need to do all this. Bye.
Oh, for a second, I thought you were actually like recording this like an actual studio because you said you went in somewhere or something like that.
Oh no, sorry. I'm not that rich.
Okay.
All I have is a microphone. I'm trying to make a cardboard box that's filled with foam, so hopefully I can yell into it and stuff like that.
Little porta booth.
Little porta booth, yeah. But yeah, I just went over to the video on YouTube because it's for anyone to see, and just get my references from there. And then I just have to say the lines as best I can and make them match up with the lips. That's an incredibly difficult feat for an actor to do. It's very restraining. Video games, I say, are like the place to be for a voice actor because you do get a lot of freedom, especially if there's something like The Last of Us or, one of the AAA titles that's one of the AAA titles that really wants to have a sense of story about it. Even an indie game that has a real sense of story about it, really, because it lets you do all this expression and kind of stuff like that, and you really get to build a person, and you have all that time to get into character and be that character. Whereas like a cartoon or something, you might have like a total of 20, what amounts to about 20 minutes. I mean, they'll probably be doing it for like a few hours or something, but it'll be like 5 minutes in the actual show.
I've seen documentaries on how they actually do dubbing for anime. Especially like your job is over once your character either dies or he just doesn't come back. It's like, that's it. That's all I do for like 2 episodes, and I only get paid like what, $500?
Well, that's the kind of thing with voice acting, is that it is not a set thing. I mean, you absolutely have to keep going over there again and again and again. I mean, there's a fellow called Steve Bloom that a lot of people know.
Oh yes.
if you do not know Steam Bloom by name, you know him by voice, and he's been in more stuff than Troy Baker. He has the world record for the amount of video games he's voiced in. Troy Baker is probably second on that list, but well, that's probably a joke. But what was I about to say? God damn it, I'm getting old now.
Oh.
Steve Bloom. What were we talking about with Steve Bloom?
Something about pay.
Oh yes, he is considered the number one guy. He is the voice for Wolverine for most people. Like he's the guy they want. Like I'm Wolverine. I'm the best at what I do, and what I do isn't very nice. They say nobody does him Wolverine better than Steve Bloom. Yet that guy, every time he plays him, and he's played him a lot,
So many times.
Yeah, he has to earn each and every one of those spots, even though he's played the guy about 20 times now.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. That I hate about the voice. Well, sure, yeah, you need to get some new voice actors out there, but like that's kind of like one of the pros and cons about the voice acting industry, because you still have to audition for a role.
Yeah, I can get in some occasions, but because there are other people that want to work, of course. But it's kind of odd because in the movie and film industry, well, the movie and TV industry, that wouldn't happen because they don't want to confuse people. They're like, okay, we can't recast Hugh Jackman. We have to get Hugh Jackman in here because otherwise we're going to confuse people.
Yeah.
I mean, they won't do that with the Spider-Man films, of course. We have Tobey Maguire here. Less than 10 years later, we're going to have Andrew Garfield. They will accept it.
And
He's
now,
wearing the red tights. They'll know who he is.
Yeah. And now we're going to replace him.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. Isn't Andrew Garfield coming back for the new Avengers?
I don't know. Rumor has it. Maybe. I don't no idea, though.
Yeah, I would. I haven't seen any of the new Spider-Man movies, but I've heard from a friend of mine that's a big Spider-Man fan that he's very good. I mean, I've never really been a big Spider-Man fan. I'm a DC over a Marvel. I mean,
Nice.
It's been ages since I've watched Spider-Man. The last thing I remember was like the '90s cartoon where he's like,
Oh, yes.
yeah. It's kind of weird considering that now I know that Spider-Man's meant to be a teenage boy, and then that was like this big buff dude.
Yeah.
There's like muscles like, I don't know, Arnie or Stallone.
It's like, hey, I'm Spider-Man. I'm here to kill you. Doc Ock.
I'll save you, Mary Jane.
When you say it like that, now that I know what Mary Jane means, it makes me think of like,
I will save you, Mary Jane. I need my marijuana. That's the only thing that counteracts the steroids.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's the voice industry for you guys.
yeah, you just have to keep on going for that stuff. But it is kind of good because you get to see all these different people in there. Like, there's been like 30 different actors for Batman and Superman specifically.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's been a lot of people playing them over the last 40, 60 years by now, I think. But it is great to get that kind of variety out of there because you get a lot of people, you get a lot of mimics. Like, very specifically, they will get people to, when they get Iron Man in cartoons or video games, nowadays they always seem to go for a guy that sounds like Robert Downey Jr.
Of course.
The guy is great as him. I won't deny that. I think he's absolutely terrific in the movies. I love the third one. I love the first and the third one. Second one, despite what everyone says, I think the second one's the weakest. But Robert Downey Jr., he's great as Iron Man. But I do like it when you give someone the opportunity to like do that role again. Because it's the same thing with like the X-Men. They always get a Patrick Stewart impersonator to play Professor Xavier. Now that's fine and all. You can give him an English accent and everything, and if the guy sounds like him, that's good. And it's the reason they do that is because the guy's brought such a huge amount to the role that you can't picture anyone else as him but that guy.
Yeah.
At the same time, you're not allowing anything fresh and new to come into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just give him a new opportunity to do something a little bit different that might work for the character a bit better now that, it's been that long since that person's played them. I mean, nobody goes for like a Hugh Jackman impersonator.
Oh, God,
no one
no.
goes for like it's like, they probably get a lot of people trying to just throw in an occasional Australian accent in there. It's like,
I'm Wolverine. I'm the best at what I do, and what I do isn't very nice.
I sound a bit more Cockney, but yeah, we'll go with Australian with that.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess let's see. I guess moving forward, do you see yourself like I guess voice acting like more as a hobby or maybe maybe like a career in the future?
Um, I've recently found out that there are voice actors, like professional voice actors, that have done stuff for like video games. I think Robin Atkin Downs, who plays characters like the medic out of Team Fortress 2, might be one of them. That they voice act from home, and it can even be from another country, and then they can do that. But for stuff like anime and cartoons, I believe they like to keep their actors close to home. They like to be able to bring them into this booth that they have set up, interact with the actors if possible, though that doesn't always happen. Usually they'll either have them all in the same room or they will be like across cities. Like some of them, they'll have one guy in LA, but at the same time, they'll have all their other actors in Canada. But they usually want them to stay close to there so they can have them whenever they need them, ready to direct them, so they don't have any complications or like time zones or anything like that. But I think that I'm not going to be able to get too far with it being here in England as I am. I
Aw.
think I do have a lot of fun with it. I will. It's a wonderful thing to do. It's very. It's kind of limitless, I guess you could say, because you don't have any sort of things. I mean, I can't play a woman. Actually, that's a lie. I have played a woman before. Now. Hello there. Nice to meet you. Not with that voice.
No, not
usually
with
with
that
a Revy
voice.
voice, but yeah. But yeah, playing. I you get to do a lot of stuff that's very freeing. Like like I said, you can do lots of personalities. You can basically do as much as you're capable of acting. So if you can act like you're an old person, or you can act like you're some person that's down on their luck, a superhero, you can do all that kind of stuff. I imagine if I am ever to make money out of this, it will probably be from something along close to the lines of audiobook reading.
Oh, audiobooks.
I imagine that's the closest I'll be getting to it. So it's like, hello there, chapter 1, and all that kind of stuff.
Turn page. Or please insert side B. Something like that. Was it like adding on to the question? Do you think, because eventually you may get sick and tired of machinimas. Like, do you think you'll stop voicing in machinimas?
I'll be honest. I've been sick and tired of voicing machinimas already. There's but I'm still doing it. Like it's you just hope for that. There have been moments where it's like, oh, it's just going to be the same role again, and again. And it's like no difference between them. Someone invent something a little different, and then you get that little bit where someone actually does that, and then it's like, oh, I'm actually having fun again. Now I remember why I did this. So you just keep on doing it. I mean, these days I'm doing it. I'm getting. It's also a way you have to consider of spreading your message around there, spreading your voice, like so then you can get even bigger opportunities, possibly better opportunities. Like I'm one of the few people at the moment that is still doing machinima voice actors. I've been told that it's getting less and less people out there want to still do it. But because of that, I'm getting to work with more creative, more inventive people that are still very passionate about machinima. Like I've now been able to work with Albert 617, Digital Virus, Evan Royalty. I'm a few more people that are decently big that I'm forgetting about.
That's okay.
But-
They'll come back to you eventually.
But yeah, I've had the chance. Oh yeah, Mike WB is another one. I think he's got me on like retainer at the moment. Yes, he does. He has me on retainer. Like I want you to voice somebody eventually.
You're on my standby list. I'll call you when I need you.
Yeah, it's apparently we've actually. This is another thing. I don't actually watch the machinimas too much. I will be glad to voice them. I'll do them to my best of my ability. But I don't always watch them. I will always though give them a thumbs up at the very least.
Yeah, but like
Then add to like a playlist that serves as my resume or CV.
like playlists. If you want to see what I've done, here you go. Tons of
Yep,
videos.
this is me.
Just find the guy that has like a daddy like or father figure voice. That's
I should
me.
probably go. I should probably go through all of them. I think like you does YouTube still have that feature where you can leave little notes alongside the videos? I think they took that away, didn't
I
they?
think they took that away. Yeah.
Damn it.
I thank you, YouTube.
Thank you, YouTube. Something that might actually have been useful has been taken away.
Was
Again.
adding on to the whole mission of voice acting. I would say who did you who would you say was your favorite voice actor in Machinima to have like worked alongside with, like in a cast? Like even though you haven't like actually like met them personally, but like who do you think was a great person to work alongside with in the cast?
Oh, that's a hard one. Because I never really worked with anybody. Like I said, it's usually on your own. I mean, let's see. Usually the people in the cast I've been working with have been other directors. Like, I was one of the few people that got to work alongside Arbiter 617 for Rise to the Spartans Part 6. By then, he was putting it on to Sergeant Rorschach to sort of handle all the directing part of it. But for some reason, I was asking him a bunch of questions. How I got into Rise to the Spartans Part 6, I'm pretty sure is through, I'd like to say persistence, but more through annoyance. I was sending audition after audition after audition. Every time there was a character that said, "All right, we've casted this guy," I was like, "Okay, get in there, do more, do more, do more."
Uh-huh.
And I remember I was doing the actuarian for tons. Like, and he said in the description that he was old, so it was like an angry old man. So I was like, I'm just trying to think of what the line was in one. You're three of a kind. That is a good hand. And then it turns out that when he said old, he meant like 30.
Oh,
Um,
that's not old. Be a bit
That's
more
exactly what I
descriptive.
and he said, just use your natural voice, which is something I've also had. There's been a lot of people that say they listen to me or even meet me in person because I've got glasses, big glasses, and a beard. So everyone usually thinks I'm 27 or something like that.
Oh wow.
And as you can tell, I can kind of pass for, your 50-year-olds and even maybe your 90-year-olds and maybe your 100-year-olds. And then you're over 100 years old when they come back as a zombie.
That sounded like a good Transformer voice, to be honest.
I've dabbled in that. I do voice effects, which is fun. I've got a guy I know a fella that wants to be an audio engineer. He's he's very good at it. He's even on this. He's part of this mod that's going on at the moment for a game called Sins of a Solar Empire, and it's called Mass Effect. Dawn of the Reapers. That's it.
Oh wow.
And in it, they've changed the whole game up so that it now appears as a Mass Effect real-time strategy game. So, and I'm in that playing a few of the characters, like I'm a few Cerberus agents.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And we've been playing, and he loves Mass Effect, and I do too. He loves Mass Effect and StarCraft, and he's a big fan of RTS stuff. So we often play around with like the different effects we do, show them off to each other, see how they sound. Like I did this morning was like
I did this voice, which is kind of like Dr. Claw.
from Inspector Gadget, and I did that to the Reaper with a Reaper effect in it, and I went to
Next time, Gadget. Next time.
Oh wow.
what were we originally talking about?
We just went from like we went from cast members to this to games.
Oh yes. So I would say the best ones I've worked with would probably be Arbiter 617, Soulstorm 25, and pretty much any director that has, said, okay, I'm going to talk you through this. Because I do like it when they come in there because it's instant feedback and it's really good. Otherwise, I've just not really worked with too many people. At least in Machinima. I'm in a project that I've made some very good friends in, and it's on Machinima. It's a Source Filmmakers series called Manufactured Alliances, and it's excellent. It's got one of my favorite characters to play in it, and I really. It's this guy called Tobias Solomon, or Toby Solomon, and he's very interesting to play.
He's this English-Russian guy, and, he's not big and tough, and he likes to, just suck it to him. But at the same time, though, he's like kind of nervous, kind of shy, and he's like, he's got this guy that I think he has a bit of a crush on. So, interesting situation to find yourself in.
I remember specifically, oh God. Shall I tell this story? Crap, I think I will. All right. So one time around the time I got this, I didn't know Toby was gay when I first got him, but around that time I thought to myself, okay, I've never played a gay guy before. And,
Oh wow.
why not? Because I saw these auditions going up and there's like, and I did auditions for like 3 gay guys at the same time.
Oh my
And I
god.
thought to
Wow.
myself, I've never done anything like romance or anything before. So why the hell not? And it's as an actor, you gotta challenge yourself, do different things. Things are outside your comfort zone, outside your spectrum. No method acting, of course, but So Toby was fine. Toby's pretty tame. He's just like an innocent kind of guy, except for when he's shooting at banshees or something like that. Because it's a Mass Effect thing. This Manufactured Alliance it's very well animated. It's 40 minutes long, the first episode, but there's a lot of love. It's a labor of love. It's got a lot of dedication into it. All the people that I'm big friends with at the moment, I met through that, and they're just a great bunch of people. They've been very supportive of me. It's been wonderful to know them. And back to the story. Toby is fine to play. He's a perfectly nice guy, perfectly nice character. But there was this one time there was this thing called, I think it was called Echo of the Centennial Bells or something like that.
Oh my god.
And-
I think I might know where this is going. So go ahead.
Oh dear God. Anyway, I saw this thing up on Voice Acting Alliance, and it was for a yaoi. At the time, I thought yaoi just meant a gay romance. I didn't know how much romance we were talking about here. They put the script up, and I didn't know that they had, so I didn't read through any of it. So I got the part as the main guy. I remember as one guy they showed it to, he wasn't part of the crew, but he described my voice as yummy. So I thought to myself, what's going to happen? And we're going through the script, and they're saying, okay, you're going to have to record a scene that involves you making sex noises. Because there's going to be a sex scene. I'm like, can't someone fill in for me? And he's like, no, you see, you're going to be talking through it, so we need to make sure you sound like you.
Oh.
And then I'm like,
Awkward.
I'm not really comfortable with that. Is it like, anyone else in a play that doesn't have a sex scene? And then the guy just went to me,
You're gonna do this.
There was nobody that the main character in that series was not going to have sex with. So I basically won the part of a man whore.
Well, now you learned the true definition of yaoi.
Yes, and I now learned that I probably have a voice fit for erotic novels.
Oh my god.
She held him dearly in her arms.
It's like a graphic fan fiction audiobook.
Anastasia Steele could not resist the illustrious gaze of Christian Grey.
Which is an erotic fan fiction.
The movie was bad. Read the novel.
God, no. I'm avoiding both of them like
Avoid
the plague.
them.
Both should burn.
If you manage to get this far in the podcast, I recommend avoiding that. Don't read the novels. We do not recommend it.
We do not recommend reading in this case.
No. Oh my god.
If someone invites you to read the book or watch the movie, just pretend you're blind.
Yes, lie is what they do on Jimmy Kimmel when they ask people on the street about movies. Just lie as if you saw the movie. Just make up as you go. I guess we're kind of. Oh wow, we're already past like 45 minutes. I guess. Do you have any advice to give to any up and coming voice actors, actresses, or amateurs that want to get into this field of acting?
Well, I'm not really a professional, but I'll say these things because I have listened to a lot of professionals and things to do. Okay, you've got 2 main things you need to work on. Well, first of all, you need to be able to love acting. Second of all, you need to be able to act. You definitely need that. This is the thing I've come on to later, and it's definitely been beneficial knowing how to act because I've been getting it from experience. I've not had any proper training or anything. I've just been, kind of figuring it out. But the more you can act, the more your believable a performance is. Like, there's especially in, like, there's something called the DC animated universe, which is all like the '90s cartoons featuring the DC guys, which is like Batman, Superman, all the characters in there. They're considered like some of the top voice acting performances ever, and that was mainly because there was a preference on acting over voice acting. Plenty of the people in there weren't actually big voice actors ones that could do a lot of different voices. They sort of went in there, the casting director by the name of Andrea Romano, who's a very highly respected voice director. If you actually type in voice director on Google, she's the first result you get.
She
You don't
is.
get
Like, man, the amount of shows she have directed, man.
Yeah, she's done some of the best ones out there. She like did like all that DC stuff I mentioned. She did Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra. She's done things like she's in charge of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, not the one from Michael Bay.
The animated one, the 3D.
Yeah, and also a bunch of your favorite things like Animaniacs and what was it, Pinky and the Brain and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my god, that was my childhood.
Basically, what they went in there was they went with the idea of like we're going to get one actor that can pretty much personify this person. So they didn't really look for like voice actors of like, okay, we're going to keep on rolling them in, get as many people in here so we can just save on time, get this cartoon out here. They're like, we're looking for performances that really shine. And that's what they looked for. They didn't really look for voices, they looked for performances. Voice is, of course, part of it. But, I mean, you couldn't have a Batman that sounded like this now, could you? But, even if the voice is not good, if you can have, like, in the start of the Batman the Animated Series, the guy that played Batman, named Kevin Conroy, considered like the voice of Batman these days.
He started off with this very sort of growly voice that went on like that. It's like, Andrea, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And but he has this he managed to get through emotionally quite well and had this sort of dark sense about him. And as time grew on, his voice became accustomed to it. It's like,
I'm Batman. I am vengeance. I am the night. I will avenge my parents' death.
And so acting really is one of the key thing to it in selling a performance. If you have a lot of voices you can do, that's good. But it's more a party trick than anything else unless you can act well enough. Like, well, for example, you can do an Irish accent and that's all well and good. And it's got my personality at the moment. Like I'm talking like I'm me. But I can just put in a different character in there. This fella's a bit more strict. He's a bit more open with himself. He likes to talk a bit louder. And, it might be a bit more in your face. And that's just putting in a new person in there. That's where the imitating comes in. You need to be able to sort of, it's kind of like writing a little bit in that you have to make up someone that is so alive that you can, well, don't let me intimidate you with this kind of stuff. Excuse me. You need to make up someone that, this is where the impersonations mainly come in from, because doing impersonations of other people, you have something that's already made there for you. If you can make up something original, it'll happen. Like, I don't make up too many original characters, but when I do, I have some fun with them.
Like, for example, you can technically call Revy here an original character.
I mean, it's based on a woman, but at the same time, it's a voice that, I've not got from anywhere. It's come from my imagination. It's and it's led to a few roles. I mean, it's a fun voice that people like me for. It's especially good in like comedic situations and everything like that. Especially like in the Brit series or something where he's saying the most ridiculous stuff. Like because of that voice and the performance it gives, I can make average sounding lines like 20% better, 20% they need to be better. Like some directors say, I want you to give me what I want, and then I want you to give me a bit more. And that's kind of one of those things they do. And that is basically the kind of thing you have to go in there expecting to do or thinking you should do. You need to give exactly what the guy wants, and then you need to see if you can work in something. Well, some directors are dead picky. They want you to be exactly what they want you to do. and you can't go along aside. You can't say different to that. You just have to be like, I don't know, a blank canvas for them to do something to paint on, because you want to get, if you're doing this professionally, you want to get paid. You don't want someone to say you're difficult to work with.
Oh.
But if you get a chance where you get a lot of room to breathe, and someone will let you explore creatively, then that's a great thing. That's just what you hang around for. In the meantime, you get to do this acting stuff into different degrees, and it'll be fun. Like you can play a soldier, and you get to say things like RPG and all that. And then you might get to play a soldier that's had like difficult life. He's confused, and he has no idea what the hell he's doing about everything that's going on right now. And it's just closing in on him. And that's the chance where you get to act and even put in your own experiences and everything into it, and get a real challenge of a role. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen all the time, because I forget who said it, but they basically said that 90% of everything is crap. And then you've got the 10% is good. That's good. If you're a successful voice actor, you've had, like, say, for example, Steve Bloom, Troy Baker, Nolan North, Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, all those different people. I mean, Jennifer Hale as well. They've had an incredible amount of stinkers of roles.
Huh. That's true.
Then they have these a few good ones, and that's what they're remembered for. The thing about them is they have all these chances to try again and again and again, and that's because they are really good voice actors. They get to but that requires them putting energy into shit roles, basically. Like, they need to be able to deliver on these little crappy roles and get themselves in there, because then people will hire them more and more and more, and they'll get more respected. Because if they can handle shit jobs, imagine what they'd be like if they can handle beautiful ones, golden eggs of jobs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's what you really need to do, is you need to show that you can work hard, that you have the effort, that you have the talent. And that means overcoming obstacles like very bad character writing, or it's just a matter of selling something when you don't even believe in it. Because when you do believe in it, that's the time when you get to have a real amount of fun and all that stuff going on. And it's still fun in the meantime. I mean, you can still have a badly written character and have your own fun with it. I mean, all you're really doing is going in there yelling or doing something like that or whatever. It's just a bit of fun for you to have.
All right, cool. So, yeah, I would like to thank you again for joining me and taking the time out of your busy life to do this little podcast, Fairfield.
Busy.
Well, I don't.
I've got time to do all this. You think I'm busy?
I'm just kidding. But thanks again for joining on this podcast. I'm probably gonna cut that part out.
No, keep it in there.
Just kidding. But yeah, but still, thanks again. In all seriousness, thank you for taking the time to do this podcast. It was great.
No problem.
So yeah, join us next time on In the Booth. I might have someone else you might know as a voice actor. So yeah, see ya.
All right, see ya.